Hi, I'm Maria, and I'm here to guide you through a grounding practice that will target opening up the inner thighs and also creating strength and foundation through the lower centers of your body. So get ready to roll out your mat, and I will see you in just a moment. Okay, so we are standing up on our mats in beautiful Joshua Tree. I'm here with Cole, and I'm super grateful to be sharing this practice with you. We are going to move into what I like to call flowing into embodiment, meaning there will be flow. We're going to connect to the breath and really integrate mind-body in this practice. If you haven't yet hit like and subscribe on this channel, go ahead and do that now. And then this is a beautiful little teaser of what I'll be offering on CCY Studios in just a couple of days. So drop into this practice, and then I can meet you on the live mat too in a couple of days if this really resonates with your body and with your being. So to get started, come on up onto your feet if you're not already there, and take your feet wider than hip width distance. And then I'm going to invite you to drop down your shoulders, slight bend in your knees, and close down your eyes. Let a breath go, and then take a deep breath in. Soft sigh out of your mouth. A couple more breaths like this as you breathe and draw energy up through the feet. And as you exhale, relax your toes, soften the bottoms of your feet. Inhale. Exhale. And begin to create a soft bounce through your knees. Like you're bouncy, 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 bouncy. Begin to heavy your pelvis so that as you bounce, you start to imagine that you could just release any tension from the crown of your head, your shoulders, down into the earth. So there's a lot of inspiration from the rocks and the nature in Joshua Tree here. What we'll do is embody that level of grounding and steadiness as we practice. And now increase the bounce a little bit. So as if you were on a tiny little trampoline and you're creating more momentum, bounce, 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 bounce. This is a great way to move out of the head down into the body. And feel free to flutter your lips or sigh a breath out if that comes to you naturally. In 4, 3, 2, 1, pause the bounce. Soft bend in your knees as you breathe in next time. Reach your arms up and overhead. If you'd like to open your eyes, you can. And then as you exhale, palms down, send energy through the centers of your upper body down into the pelvic area. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale as if you're washing new energy over your body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring it down. One more time here. Inhale, reach up. Stand down through your feet to extend your knees and give me a little bit of a heart lift here. As you exhale, bring your hands inside of your thighs, turn your heels in, toes out, little goddess here. So you can send your pelvis back for this first one and then rock side to side. Teasing open through your adductors, inner thighs. As we walk and sit, this is an area that can get quite bound. And start to notice the areas where you can drop in a little bit more. And come to stillness. Hands still on inner thighs. Inhale, lengthen the sides of your waist. Exhale, twist towards your right. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist towards your left. Inhale, every time you come back, lengthen through the sides of your waist. Exhale, left shoulder drops down, twist. Inhale to the center. Exhale to twist. Inhale, come back to center, and then exhale, turn your toes forward, hang over your legs. You might want to start with knees really bent here, and then drop your head, shake it out, no. Shake it, yes. Wherever you land is perfect. So if you want your hands down on the ground, on the mat, go for it. And notice if your weight is way back in your heels or forward in your toes, and find the central axis of the soles of your feet. Lift up your inner arches. So there's this little cave-like shape in your feet. If you press down through the balls of your feet and your heels and rock your weight to the center, maybe even a little forward, you'll feel that arch lift up. Take another breath here. Exhale to let go. Inhale, start to look forward. You can bend your knees. And then exhale, walk towards the front of your mat. Doesn't really matter what leg is forward. Once you get there in a runner's lunge, create length from your back heel through the crown of your head. Let's stay here for one full cycle of breath. Exhale out. As you inhale, reach your right arm up if your right leg is forward to twist towards your front knee. And then as you exhale, right hand down, straighten your right leg any amount. So now I'm assuming your right leg is forward. If you're on the left, just switch my cues to that part of your body. Inhale, forward runner's lunge. Reach your right arm up. Exhale, straighten your right leg. Maybe flex your foot. Fold over your right leg. One more time. Inhale, forward. Reach your right arm up. And exhale, fold forward over your front leg. This time as you inhale, come forward. Set your back knee down. And then untuck your back toes so you can point your toes down onto the mat if that's okay for your knee. Inhale to reach both arms up. And have your upper arm bones by the sides of your ears. And now let's create a little bit more strength through the bottom, lower half of the body. So push down into your right heel and then lift your waist away from your right thigh, front thigh. Good. Inhale to lift the heart a little higher. Maybe you gaze up. Now as you exhale, hands to the mat, extend your back leg. Start to shift towards your back leg and swivel your back heel down. So we're going to come into almost a Skandasana, like a side lunge. Okay, so we've just shifted to the back foot. And then you can walk your hands forward, away from your hips. Now imagine someone's pulling your hips back away from your hands. Enjoy the stretch underneath your armpits. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath like that. Press down through the pinky edge of your right foot. Exhale. Inhale, walk your hands back towards you. And now turn out your left foot. This is your back foot a little bit more. And sink your hips towards that back heel as you lift up your right toes. Good. Taking a moment here. And for some of us, staying up will be a little bit more comfortable. So just listen to your body. Notice what feels good for you. This is your practice. Kind of wiggling through your hips a little bit here if that feels good. And then in your next breath, move yourself back to a forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. I like to bend through the knees, lift up my torso, create a little bit of flow for yourself here where you're intuitively moving. And then meet me towards the back of your mat, so other leg forward, lunge it out, left leg forward if you're following the sides of the body that I'm on. With your left leg forward, right leg back, extend through the whole line of your body, from the crown of your head through the back heel. As you breathe in, next time, lift your left arm up, reach up. Exhale, straighten your front leg, fold over yourself. Inhale forward, twist towards your front leg. Exhale, straighten your front leg, fold over. Maybe lift up your front toes if you like that variation. One more time, inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, shift forward, back knee down, untuck the back toes if you took that variation last time. And on your next inhalation, reach your arms up. Exhale, settle in. Press into your left heel, lift your waist away from your left thigh, and start to back bend from your sternum, so from your breastbone at the very middle of your chest. Imagine there's a hook there lifting it up towards the sky. And bring your hands back to the mat. Tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee, and then start to shift back towards the back of your mat into the side lunge variation. So again, walk your hands forward here. Create length through the sides of your waist. And sometimes it's common to bow the ribs down towards the ground. I'd like for you to just think about lifting the bottom ribs up and instead lengthening the sides of your waist for this variation. 2 luscious breaths here. Breathe in. And breathe out. Imagine someone's pulling your hips away. Breathing in. And breathe out. Move your hands back towards you. Turn your right toes out, your back toes out just a little bit more, and then sit yourself down into Skandasana. I'm just going to hang out here. Notice where the opening is. Listening to the needs of your body. And then if you liked to do a little wiggle forward and backwards to create more space through your inner thigh, you can play here. Next breath, lift yourself up, toes forward, wide-legged stance. This time, start to shimmy your feet in just a little bit. Bring your heels almost in line with your hips, more like your outer hips, and then turn your toes out and sit your hips down into your low yogi squat. Hands to heart center if that works for you. If the wrists are a little sensitive, you can always make fists in your hands and press the knuckles together. Now, as you do this, let's activate. Press into your feet. Remember those inner arches. Imagine they're lifting up. Lift from your pelvic floor. Yeah. Press elbows into knees, knees into elbows lightly. And now, crown of your head, reach it up, 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 up. Relax your shoulders down. Shoulder blades slide down onto the backs of your ribs. Some of you might need to have your hips back. That's okay. So your yoga is going to look different on your body than yoga looks on my body. And that's what is really special about embodiment, is that we get to listen to what our body needs. Last breath here. Exhale, fold over yourself. Take your feet closer together. And then one by one, set your shins down onto your mat. You can sit onto your shins or sit cross-legged. And let's just finish with a little bit of side body opening. Reach your arms out and up to the side. And clasp your fingers, intertwine them rather, and then press the heels of your hands up towards the sky. Lift your navel in and up. Yeah. And then heavy your hips down. Inhale, release your hands up towards the sky, fingers pointing up. Exhale, side bend towards your left. You might even like to bump your hips off towards the right. I like to call this a mermaid position. It's like the Little Mermaid in Copenhagen. She kind of sits like this. Breathe into your right side body. And make your way up. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, lift your arms up. Interlace your fingers. Press the heels of your hands up towards the sky. Breathe a breath from your belly all the way up into the sides of your rib cage. And exhale back out. Inhale, release the fingers, fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, side bend over towards your left. If you'd like to take that same variation as last time, bump your hips up and over towards the left. This deepens that side body stretch down into the outer hips, which can be really nice. On your next inhale, come back up. And then bump yourself off the sides of your heels. Send your legs forward. And then scoot your bum towards the front middle part of your mat. Reach your arms forward and then slowly lower yourself down. Walk your heels back towards your hips. We'll take a small bridge here before we close the practice. So you can bring your hands down by your sides. Press your heels down. Feel the toe ball mounds of your feet connected to the mat as well. And then as you inhale, anchor your heels down to lift your hips up. think about your tailbone shooting forward towards the bottoms of your kneecaps. And then respect the edges of your mobility here today. If you'd like to interlace your fingers, your hands underneath your back, go ahead and do so. And then press the fist down into the mat if you've taken that variation. Keep your eyes up towards the sky. Breathing in and out. And then slide your hands out from underneath you. If they're interlaced, slowly roll down the back. Take your feet out towards the edges of your mat. Knock your knees in like a TP. One hand to belly, one hand to heart. Connect to your heartbeat here. Notice what this amount of movement has generated for you. Release any kind of tension you may still be holding around your jaw or your eyes. Soften the small micro muscles of your eyes. And if you'd like to take Shavasana here, you can, extending one leg at a time down onto the mat. Open up your arms towards the sides of your mat. And lift your heart up and slide your shoulder blades down. Allow your arms and legs to be completely relaxed. Feel the weight of your body release down into the earth. You can stay here as long as you like. If you're feeling really connected to the resting state and you have the time, feel free to stay here. And if you are ready to come back up in your own time, slowly roll yourself onto one side of your mat. As you feel ready, press yourself up to a seated position. Sitting in any way that's comfortable for you. Maybe hands in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra. Notice the parts of you that are a little bit more grounded now, a little bit more present. There's that place in all of us that is undisturbed by the events around us. And taking a moment to quiet ourselves and to come back home into our bodies is often the quickest way to access that in a world that moves so fast, in a world where there's a lot of other influence. So honoring yourself today for showing up to carve out a little bit more space to get to know you and your own centaur. We say namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. So good to be here with you. And again, if you enjoyed this practice, look out for another one and the live class in a couple of days on CCY Studio. My name is Maria, and we'll see you soon.